Troopers and grinders, it is finally time for Hank, the mother loving tanks, recap of UFC Shanghai. China, big fan of China, very big China. Very good fights, big card. Yo, how's it going, Sean Moody? Nice to see the leprechaun once again. Hold on, let me see if I can get a better angle on this. Oh boy. Anyway, yeah, a very enjoyable card. Lots of crazy finishes, lots of unpredictability, and yet I was able to go 10-2 on the card in spite of all the chaos. There were only two fights that I got wrong, and they were both absolute batshit insanity. With underdogs, I don't think anybody predicted getting it done. Um, Unfortunately, I was not able to get my predictions in for the UFC predictions tracker in time. Um, if I had, I would have gone 10-2, shown on screen, and I would have been first place on most correct picks for the week. So I screwed that one up, guys. But it's all right. There's always next week. There's always the next card. And if I'm keeping it very consistent and only, getting two fights wrong on each UFC card, maybe at most, six. Actually, that's a big difference. But as long as I'm keeping it consistent and having more predictions correct than incorrect, then I should be able to climb back to the mountaintop. And honestly, guys, even if I didn't, it's all right, man. It's just the predictions tracker. Who gives a shit? As long as I'm happy with what I've done, that's all that matters. And I'm very happy with how I did on this card. So let's get into it. Why not? Also, just lots of replayability for maybe not the fights, but definitely the finishes. Yo, how's it going, Tyler Betts? Oh, all the gang's all here. Nice. Big Boars MMA. Raja with the late stoppage. Yeah. I think he thought it was Pride Rules, guys. You just saw the boxing ring, the squared circle, and was just like, oh, I'm just gonna be like Rampage. That's totally it. Yep. I will get into that, and I will try to clear the air a little bit on that one and set the wrongs right. Hanky Panky Monday. Actually, it's Hanky Panky Sunday. Well, actually, is it Hanky Panky Monday where you are, Mr. C? Is it technically Monday right now for you? Hank, I've seen your face for the last 5 hours. Why is that? Oh, no, I see. Voice was different though. Great, Chrissy. Yeah. Worshipping a 19-year-old boy. It's really something else. God, how old are you? Jesus Christ. Why the fuck are you hanging out on that preteens channel? Great job, Hank. Thank you. Yo, No Chill and JVD was talking shit a minute ago about you. Let them. They're just giving me free publicity, basically. I don't care. If they want to talk about anybody else's channel content but their own, they can go ahead. Karma's going to bite you, though. Your blue eyes are so fetching. Yeah, they got to be real. No Chill obsessed. Got to hop on Hank's dick. I know, right? He's getting pretty desperate at this point. It's honestly sort of sad. It's Monday, noon o'clock. Hi, Chrissy. Yeah. I heard that No Chill was also talking shit about you, Chrissy, so I wouldn't project all that anger at his comments on me. All right. But yeah, so let's start off UFC Shanghai. There's a reason why I stay up for these cards, guys. Like, and I am fully willing to. Like with Ryzen, I'm just like, I'm good. I start watching it at 10 p.m. and then it gets into 1 a.m. and at that point I'm just like, I don't need this. I can switch it off. It's fine because they have a huge ass intermission in the middle of the show. It's like 1 a.m. in the morning, and I'm here sitting, waiting for an hour for the action to start again. And yeah, I'm done. There's no point in continuing on. I'll watch the replays. Whereas with the UFC Shanghai cards, first of all, Chinese fighters have a fighting spirit in them, and they are absolute warriors on the feet and the ground. So it's always a memorable event. Also, a lot of the foreign fighters they bring in usually deliver the goods, very explosive finishes. I don't know. It's 2 for 2 so far on the fight companions I've had of China cards with oh god, what was it? Yan versus Figueiredo. That was an amazing event. Shout out to the king of kung fu, Muslim Salikov, and then also This card had some great finishes too, and some very unexpected outcomes. Why do they have a hatred towards you? I don't even know if it's a hatred. I think it's just projection. Um, I think they see me as an easy target, as someone they can just sort of punch down on because their own YouTube channels are jack shit, and No Chill's trying to be Rigo, which is crazy. In JVD, I basically showed up on his panel and called him out on his faults and what he's been up to. And so, yeah, he brought in No Chill to make fun of me. I don't know what it is, honestly. There's no reason for them to at this point. I've cut out all cut off all contact with them. I've been doing my own thing. It's I don't know. It's just some easy comedic target for them. I just said I seen your face. I'm not angry. I see. Yeah. I mean, did you feel the need to tell me about it? I mean, if it was to just inform me, then I get it. No Chill had me and Hank's cocks in his mouth for an hour. Nice. Well, I mean, he's used to it ever since his high school wrestling days. Anyway, without further ado, let's just get into it. Why not? Did any of you guys watch the card, by the way? Were you tuned in? Did you stay up at whatever time it was? Or if you're not from the US, were you having a grand old time because it's, you get to watch it in the evening or midday. Whereas as an American citizen or anybody in the Western side of the world, we had to stay up. But it's always worth it. There are two things that I will stay up for. China cards and Naoya Inoue fights. And that's pretty much it. Honestly, the Inoue fights fucking kill me. But honestly, the China cards are not bad. They consistently deliver. So I am more than happy. I tried to bully Hank, but he's so resilient. Yeah. I mean, I always throw down. I never let anyone get, well, I mean, sometimes they get the better of me, but I've never back down. I'm always just on the offense. I'm not going to just, roll over and play dead. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness, says Oscar Wilde. Couldn't have said it better myself. By the way, I did a bunch of favors for him, and anytime he needed help or wanted to collab with me, I was fully willing and on board. And he always betrayed my trust, so he's not even worth talking about, guys. He's a snake. He's a tumor. Anybody who associates with him, he inevitably stabs in the back, mocks, makes fun of, verbally and publicly humiliates. So he's just a tumor, cancer. Yes, I stayed up and won big on Walker and Charles Johnson, and that was a fantastic underdog play from Tyler Betts. Is it just me, Tyler? Did it feel like the entire world was against us on that prediction for a while, and then once it actually happened, they were like, "Oh, I knew it." Loner's, he's not that great. And then, meanwhile, if you look at the Tapology group, it's like every single person is Loner Kavanaugh, and they're just like, yeah, I just don't see how Loner doesn't win this, Meanwhile, you look at the MMA predictors, and they're all just like, yeah, Charles Johnson is going to win. He's a great underdog. And I saw it as soon as I saw the fight announced, I was like, this is too much too soon. So happy that Charles Johnson won. I was, I spent weeks thinking Charles Johnson was going to win it. So it's good to have that feeling validated. Every once in a while, a logical underdog works out. It was my time zone finally. It was great fun. Yes, exactly. It was great fun, especially seeing Johnny Walker win. We can be happy now. Sort of sucks for the China market. Could have had some stadium shows. Could have had some big time events around Ming Yang Zhang. That's the only place that someone from a foreign country that UFC would actually be willing to go over to and hold an event in, because God knows they'd never do it in Spain. God knows they'd never do it in Georgia. God knows they'd never do it in South Africa. But China, we might have actually had a chance to have a big, light heavyweight title fight with Ming Yang Zhang in it. But Zhang Wei Li's the champion. Maybe we could go to China for a big event. But, that opportunity just slipped through our fingers. So that's sort of an L. for the UFC, but at the same time, Johnny Walker gets to stay around, and he's actually got some hype again. So let's be honest, Johnny Walker's more fun anyway. Oscar Wilde was a degenerate. Oh my. Yeah, but he could write a good play. Only two things can keep me up: UFC fight nights and Viagra. Did Bart Simpson put it in your coffee? Oh, I'm feeling fluid. I'm feeling light and at ease today. He lies constantly. Yeah. Well, I mean, look who he cried for when he won the election last year. Like father, like son. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. I was a big fan of Loner too, but I knew he wasn't ready. Yeah, I knew too. Just from his fights with Okoa and Felipe Dos Santos, I thought, God, he looks really good early on, and then he just starts to slow down, and he doesn't like being the nail, and panic shoots for takedowns when things don't go his way. He just starts to fade very quickly. The Loner that we knew who got that knockout of Kwang Lei is gone, fully gone. Yeah, so yeah, I could see it coming. Looked good though. He looked good in the first round, but he needs to work on his cardio a lot. He can't just be this quick for every one of his fights. He needs to honestly pull a Sergey Pavlovich and just take his time and be a little patient and a little less speedy. Speedy Gonzalez. Loner trying to get Charles Johnson out in the first round is ultra low fight IQ. Yeah, you're not going to get Charles Johnson out in the first round. Temerov couldn't do it. Joshua Van couldn't do it. All these power punchers failed. I mean, even Sumo Derji, when he had Johnson hurt, couldn't put him away. Dude's fucking tough. So best bet is to just outpoint him. Thank God Raja had a cameraman. There's legitimately a universe where he didn't and won't go to prison for years. The sad thing, Master Scienchi, is that I still think he's not going to go to prison. I don't think he's going to go to prison because he's going to get bailed out. I mean, unless Rampage Jackson is like, you know what? My kid deserved it. This is too much. He needs to learn from this experience. But no dad wants to see his son go to jail, Scienchi. No dad. I mean, unless you're evil, fucking alcoholic, abusive motherfucker, and you're just like, fuck my kids. Like, if you have a modicum of care for your kids, and it, seems like for the boys who are not Japanese of Rampage Jackson, he don't care too much, but still has enough care to show a legal statement on, Raja's behalf. So that tells me that he's going to do it the easy way, and he's going to get him out with bail, and this justice system is a fucking joke. So sadly enough, I think, his father's going to pay for it, and maybe we'll get maybe his boy's going to get a fucking spanking, but it's the most I see coming out of it. They hold an Azerbaijan card at 3 a.m. local time. Same with England. Australia gets 8 a.m. cards. China gets special treatment. Ching, 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 ching. Yeah. Horrible times for these cards. God, I didn't even notice that, man. I knew that the UK time for their last pay-per-view was horrible. I didn't know that Azerbaijan started at, 3 a.m.? Oh, my God. I mean, Australia, like 8 a.m. is manageable, but dude, you got to probably get up at like 5 a.m. and then take a cab and get yourself ready and have breakfast. Like, you're waking up at 5 or 6. And then Azerbaijan, you got to wake up at like 12 a.m. Yeah, that's atrocious treatment, honestly. But, maybe because I'm trying to think. Maybe because they are no longer reliant on viewership and pay-per-view, maybe they're going to treat the foreign countries a little better with when they start the shows, since, drawing eyes to the program doesn't, it's not that much of a priority anymore. Sup, Hank? How's it going, Trace? Nice to see you, buddy. Always good to have Trace in here. Let's get it out of the way. First fight, Uran Satibaldiev again, took down and smeeshed Breza. Dr. Nergoze by round 1 sub. I did not expect a submission here from Uran, although honestly, guys, I should have, because that's how he was finishing most of his fights in LFA. Unfortunately, guys, I think sometimes a lot of these predictors on Tapology have he finishes him. Yeah, it's definitive. And therefore it's a knockout or something. And they do it for wrestlers too, when they're like on top and wailing on guys. Like, no, if you notice patterns of these guys when they're, hitting the mat, like they are going to try to find a submission first and foremost. And then, once in a blue moon, they'll find a knockout. But I should have went with my gut and went with Uran by submission. But I don't know. I believe too many people who thought it was going to be done by round 2 KO, since they were like, he's a marauder, always pressures forward with the punches. I think they also saw that DR got dropped by Brenson Ribeiro in round 1, and they were like, oh, he'll just get knocked out. Nope, didn't happen. Uran immediately took DR down. DR has terrible takedown defense. He allowed himself to get subbed by Henson Ribeiro, of all people, which is just the worst. Honestly, like one more loss, cut DR, dude. He's not UFC level at this point. Lost to an LFA guy. Dude, he's not even top of LFA level. We've proven this. Honestly, I wish DR had lost on Contender Series so that I didn't have to lose so many freaking picks on him so often. But I did pick against him here. Uran Satibaldiev, tough dude, pressured forward. Was smart though, and he knew that he had way better wrestling skills than Yar. He saw what Brenson did, and so he took him down and subbed him easy. But he did sub him in an impressive way. He did get an Ezekiel choke on top and just folded him like an accordion. So that was actually pretty impressive. I love it when an unorthodox submission is done in the UFC. It gives us a little bit of hype around somebody who would otherwise get like a rear naked choke or an arm triangle or something. But yeah, very impressive from Uran. DR, I missed the first 2 fights of this card, so I'm probably not going to have much to say about the second one. This one ended in 2 minutes 45 seconds, so even if I did miss it, I'm probably not going to say much about it. DR got taken down very easily. For anybody who watched this first fight, did DR get dropped before he was subbed, or was he just taken down super easily? My bet's probably on the latter. Yeah, he's just a simple binary kickboxer, nothing more, nothing less. So yeah, he's in big trouble in the future. His career prospects are not high. Next, we had Suing You. That's right, and honestly, this is hopefully what happens to Raja Jackson after this incident that happened yesterday. Hopefully someone's suing you. So hopefully someone's suing you, Raja. But Su Young Yu beat Long Zhao by decision. I was doing my breakdown at the time, Hank's mental breakdown. I did a Mortal Kombat style. So if actually the audio got nixed for that, so I actually don't watch that back. Maybe watch it back for the graphics because I did work very hard on those for 4 or 5 days. But regardless, I was doing another stream, last minute predictions for this card, so I did miss this fight. And a lot of people were telling me, "Ooh, that was a robbery. Long Zhao had this for sure. Oh, why did they give it to Su Young Yu?" Something tells me, and tell me if I'm being accurate here, guys. I think that Long Zhao was like doing all right, decent work on the feet, and then Su Young Yu was, getting the takedowns and finding success, just laying and praying, and it was like a damage over control thing, and they gave it to the guy with control time who got the takedowns in the important moments. Am I wrong, or am I right, or was it all on the feet? Who knows? What I do know is that Long Zhao, when he's not knocking out Klong Lei, he's usually having pretty close fights, so usually doesn't work out. Pavi with the fight IQ and Wally with the damn beard. Who would have thunk it? Well, yeah, Wally did have a beard, didn't he? Wally. Eva. Yeah, but I mean, Pavlovich, it's new Pavlovich. I'm actually, I'm proud of you for giving Pavlovich credit for, staying composed for 3 rounds. I think he was so startled by the Krylov. No, not Krylov. What the hell am I thinking of? Oh my God. How am I forgetting this guy's name? What is wrong with me? Derek Lewis knocked him out. Is my brain made of jelly? Oh, Jesus. Alexander Volkov fight. Dude was getting, pieced up for 5 rounds because he was just swinging for the fences and wasn't technical at all. Maybe I think it traumatized him to the point we're going to see a more technical Sergey Pavlovich in the future, who's just not going to, swing for the fences and do nothing when, he's looking good in the fight. I don't think he ever wants to run into an Alexander Volkov who can make him look weak again. But also Tom Aspinall could have taken his soul as well. I'm glad that Waldo lost. I will get into that fight. I hate Waldo Cortez Acosta, so I'm so happy that my boy Sergey Pavlovich just fucking dominated him every single round, embarrassed him. It's way better than him getting knocked out. Now nobody even thinks he's a contender anymore. Fantastic. That dude got his brain spanked in. Heard was still critical this afternoon. Oh. Heard he was still critical? No, Western. Shit, dude. I mean, Rampage said he was alive and breathing, but yeah, the promotion said our thoughts are with him. Is he still hospitalized? Like, we need to look into this. He could legitimately fuck this dude for life, Raja Jackson. There needs to be a lawsuit. This dude needs to go fucking down. God damn. Hank's from the Crocus Mountains. Yeah, it's a lot of crock and bowl, I'll tell you that much. How's it going, Vinny? Bum 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 bum. F Western. Hey, be nice. I got a message from Vinny on IG. I got to respond to it. All right. He mogged the fuck out of Musical and JVD. Yeah, they deserved a little bit of a humbling for the way they'd been treating me the last couple weeks. Honestly, I just told them how it was. I called it how I saw it. So if you don't like the heat, get out of the kitchen. And of course, Nochel had to do his little impression and bring my family into it because he's a fucking scumbag with zero morals, degenerate at 19 years old, didn't graduate college, probably hooked on Adderall, has no prospects in life. Yeah, he's gonna do great in the future. Subtype. Boars. Saw, dude. Saw. I thought he knocked him down, not took him down. I thought he knocked him down. Oh shit! Yeah, there you go. I mean, there you have it. He's so shit. He's unbelievably shit. Nah, you was talking shite, Western. Ooh, what happened here? There's so much drama in the online MMA community. It's honestly hard to keep track. So let's all get along in Hank's chat, guys. Yo, Ty, dude. If we have a dab off, you're getting smoked. Literally. Yeah, Vinny's literally gonna stuff Ty Bet's body inside of a dab and smoke him. Nah. He didn't. He's a victim of circumstance. He didn't do nothing. I don't know nothing. Johnny Tight Lips. Western Tight Lips. I didn't see nothing. Does Western Mass Climber think people forget, man? Ooh, Sylvia saw too. Uh-oh. Drama. You nah, Vinny. I got the Puffco pivot. The China's card's over, guys. So we can stop speaking Mandarin. Hank, he was apologized to multiple times. He shook hands with Smith and accepted his apology and understood where Smith was coming from. He then stewed for over an hour planning the assault. Yeah, he's a scumbag. Premeditated assault. He didn't let it go. He pretended he did. He had bad intentions. And he's a degenerate. Yeah, when Nocho was lying, saying I only made $16 an hour, you were like, damn, that's shite. See, this is how you get yourself in trouble, Western, when you keep associating with that piece of shit and he makes up he makes up stuff about people. You can't go along with it, man. You're going to get yourself in trouble when you ally with someone who's allies to no one. He's allies to no one. He literally thinks of everybody as pieces of meat that he can exploit and manipulate. Even stated to the chat he was going to hit him as many times as possible until they pull me off of him. I mean, that sort of takes away that takes away the like he wanted to just outright kill him. That tells me that he was waiting to get pulled off. That he was going to put a bunch of shots in there. Maybe he didn't expect to hit him that many times. Or didn't expect nobody to show up and stop him. But it still is unbelievably reckless and evil and malicious. Salty Balev. Not anymore, man. He's looking pretty sweet right now. So shout out to him. Thank you, bro. You know my dabbing beats Puffco anything. Nice. Oh, he's talking to Vinny, of course. Thank you, bro. Wait, hold on. I gotta read Sign Cheese shit. He then ran away from the area and only showed concern for himself. Yeah, he's just like, yeah, this is what happens when you mess with me. Nobody messes with me. Nobody. It's like a bitch. And zero remorse for Smith. This premeditated, attempted first-degree murder. He's not getting bail in the first place. I hope not. I sincerely hope not. Say something interesting, says Haunter. Something interesting is that I got into the Mecca for Clown Show. I didn't even have to pay for it. I didn't even put any of my own money on it, but I was so good in the rankings that they let me in. So now me and hopefully as a substitute, Vinny the Guinea will dominate the Squid Games. And you ranked very low, Hunter, and I will say that. Ha ha! Take that. Say something interesting. Something interesting is that I got number one on the predictions tracker in terms of correct picks for the first time the whole year as a solo channel, and I didn't send them to him. There's something interesting. But, there's always tomorrow is another day. So, I'm over it. Definitely got dropped. Figures. Hey, his eyes are always dropping. He's like, so, figures. When his brain is literally dropping to zero, he's, figures he gets dropped too, physically. Keep on scrolling. Ty, all I said was, how does someone live on $16? Didn't even hear no chill. Ty, not a dig, Ty, not at all. Yeah, I assume so. It's just Western, you get yourself in trouble when you listen to it. When you associate with yourself with no chill. That's all. Well, Vinny, because anything bad that he says instantly rubs off on you by association. Vinny, my neighbor, complained to the department, so that's all I'm working with in my car. Oh, Jesus. Might as well do a dab review in your car. Haunter finally can say something with M8. Ooh. That's nasty. It's a severe dig from Sylvia. Although, I've been at Joey's chat before, and I haven't seen Haunter in there. I think he's over him. I think he's gotten a divorce. Leave him alone. That's his past. The past of the past, guys. I gotta catch up with this shit. And yeah, guys, I'm like Juliana trying to read the comments here, dude. Like, where? Give me a fucking second, all right, guys. Exactly, my rent is $2,000, so it doesn't make sense. But I believe you, bro. Thanks, my bad. Yeah, it's just a thing. Bitch move. Oh, great. You know what's a bitch move, JVD? seeing what No Chill was saying about me and people that have nothing to do with this YouTube beef and allowing him to do that at all and just going along with all of it. Not questioning it whatsoever. Even after everything that Punk has done. Hey, guess what, JVD? You're out. Bye-bye. See ya. Yeah, you get no privileges. You're not going to clip shit. So, out you go, you fucking pale-ass ginger cocksucker. See ya. Wouldn't want to be you. Seriously, sincerely wouldn't want to be you. Get loud. Get loud. Su Young Yu got all of his takedowns stuffed. Damn. You think he got outstruck too? Thank you, dude. I can teach you my dabbing ways. Saw, dude. Saw. Yeah, I got to get through this. Sorry, it's taking me a while. Your good Ty wasn't referring to you at all. Sweet. Oh, I need to pull up the comment. God damn it. There we go. Young Dabo one. That's nice. Young Dabo one. What's up, bruh? How's it going, Too Smelly? Always good to see Two Smelly Fingers in the chat. Very long time supporter of me as a channel and as well as me as a friend. He's an OG, fellas. The real one. You're a real one. Mr. Grinch. You really are. Cool dude. Will Taporia fight in December? Probably. They're going to try all they can. They'll give him a stupid Gaethje matchup. And what was it, like Armin versus Hooker? That's a horrible matchup, dude. That's not even competitive, man. You got to watch the third round. Long Zhao threw a million elbows in a row. It was hilarious. I thought Long Zhao to be fair. I think you won the first 2 rounds, though. You dominated the third round, you know. Is that 10-8? Is that a draw? Like, did he do well earlier on? What happened? Was it just a highway robbery? I mean, you know, sometimes when you're doing really well on cards, you got to win a robbery or two. It's usually how it works. Attempted first-degree murder is taken about just as serious as successful first-degree murder, so he isn't going to get the option of bail. Sweet. Fuck him. Good. Have you checked California law? Because I heard that it is happening and it happened in that state. So, you know, does that apply in every state or just, you know, certain ones? Got a lot of people in here. Honestly, I'm going to have to use my phone for this. I'm not modding fake Gilly, string him along, though. Yeah, I'm behind. Hold on, guys. I'm going to get through this really quick. Okay. Jesus Christ. This is the biggest stream you've ever had since quitting your job. Just you abuse. And what do you think? Yep. The one you support is the only one that comes even close to abusing Andrew, you piece of shit. Shut the fuck up, Ginger. Come to Denver for the dab training and then do a dab off. Nice. Be cool, sidekick the like button. Yeah, fuck JVD. Yeah, get loud, you bitch. Off you go. JVD sniffs his chair. Yeah, he does. He likes the smell of his own asshole. Hey, Frankie Chorizo, good to see you, man. Raza is just a kid, bro. Come on. He's not a kid. He's are you parroting the defenses that people are coming up with for Raja? That's a horrible argument. He's 25. Yeah, exactly. Not a kid 20. I think Hunter's being sarcastic. He's alive, but it's going to take some serious work to bring him back to normal. Okay, good. Thank God. Don't respond. I suck. Vinny can help. Yeah, you can get him on a dab and help him mellow out a little bit, man. Put him on that chronic shit. He'll be right as rain. Raja is a short-tempered guy. Even if it was Rampage, he would have never done that after the settlement. Maybe. Mufasa Jackson. This is for real. To this day. Lives with Grandma at the retirement home, sneaking around at midnight, raiding vending machines and Granny's panties. I will neither confirm nor deny. JVD, nice panel and long stream today. I see you're taking notes from Clown. Nice. Yeah. That's somebody to take in for inspiration from for sure. Thank you, dude. I'd love to have you. I have a dab machine here too. That's like 5 minutes of thick dabbing. Nice. Getting rejected by grannies. Sweet. Hey, Jean Dong. Good to see you, Jean Dong. Ho ho ho. Mandarin Puffco pivot. Lying like Mufasa. Lying like Mufasa. Botched. Hopefully Psycho Stu recovers fully and Raja gets the mental help he needs. Yeah, in prison. Behind bars. In a sponge cell. Kick Chat was rage baiting him. Who, JVD? I wouldn't be surprised. Raja Jackson's case is literally a dream scenario for a prosecutor. Yeah, I mean, it's literally all recorded. It's all on tape, on video. So he's fucked. There's mountains of evidence. Open the panel, you absolute waste of human life. Yeah, you're gone. You're gone. Jackson, this is for real. Oh yeah, this is for real. Nobody messes with me. Nobody. Western is the man. Yeah, he's a good guy. JVD, you're no longer Aryan. Leave. Yeah, he's a fake German. JVD's going off. Aryan card revoked. Hey, you guys should have gotten rid of him before me. Haunter place 32. I know, right? What'd I miss? Where are we at? So I went through Iran versus Yar. And absolute domination from Iran. Makes sense that he dropped Yar first round. Got a Ezekiel choke, which I always love. I love unorthodox submissions. I will heart that super chat. Thank you so much, Frankie. But yeah, so Uran got the first round sub, and then Su Young Yu apparently won a robbery. I don't know if he got outstruck in round 1 and round 2, but wasn't looking great at the end. That's what I heard. You no longer speak to your kids, blah, blah, blah. JVD removed from the Axis Powers. Yeah, he's removed from YouTube as well. Hopefully one day. Solid picks this week. Thank you, Shiloh Primetime. Can't believe I got the Johnson KO perfectly. Damn, you had him by knockout. I honestly should have went with knockout because if he can knock out Joshua Vanna in the 3rd round, he could have finished Loner. Oh no, am I going to get a timeout? No, of course not, Western. Yeah, leave me out of this, dude. Fucking. No, that's not the real Giuliano. 2,000 a month. That's ridiculous. Yo, Gilly, why aren't you modded, bro? Yeah, it's like Giuliano. Wait, it's like Vinny told me he's not the real Vinny. He's not the real Giuliano. My rent is $500 for 4-bed, 5-bath, 3-story house. Wow, what a life! Here, let me rent you. Oh man, he was entertaining. What the heck? Yeah, he was entertaining to people who hate me. What the hell? I should be. That's not him. He can still clip anything, though. Just saying. Yeah. Fight the algorithm. Put a smack on that like button. Yes, sir. JVD venereal disease. Might have gotten it from his cousin. Email Mailson was right about everything he said about you. You're genuinely subhuman. Open the panel. You're gone, too. Yeah, Gilly, let me finish what I'm going. You can have Wrench. You're Luigi. I'm Mario. What's your favorite brand of cereal, Hank? Damn. I haven't had the cereals that I've loved for so long. I love Captain Crunch. Ah, shit. Let me think about that. I remember like there was a Captain Crunch fruit cereal that I had in Hawaii once that I really liked. I could eat it all day. Oh shit. It's all coming, it's all flooding back. Damn, I haven't had sugary cereal in such a long time. I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Big fan of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So, always been. So, yeah, I like those. But honestly, I'm like Beavis. I'll take any sugar I can get a hold of. Sugar, and coffee. Honey bunches of oats. Ooh, that's a good one too. I have not had that in a while. I love the strawberry version of that. STD Media. Wait, Sylvia? Why'd you get rid of Sylvia? Sylvia's cool. No, no, no. Forgot email, Juru, Rigo, Guru. All these people were outed. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, leave Sylvia alone. I'm putting him in timeout. Now I actually have to do my duties. Holy shit. Nope. Honey bunches of oats with the almonds is fire. I like it with the strawberries. Rager Jackson. He unfortunately couldn't be in the legal post. This stream is blowing up. Yes, sir. Kenny and Lucas are against Raja, but Joey is defending him. Oh, yeah. Lucas, of course. Kenny. I'm surprised that Kenny is defending him, honestly. Kenny gets so many situations and takes wrong, just no accuracy whatsoever. And Joey's defending him. Cry. Dude, who someone is Rob Van Dam. I saw it in the Discord, and I think you posted it, Big Boris. He's defending him on Discord. Jesus Christ Almighty. And Joey, honestly, I maybe he wishes that he were there on bottom, getting just beaten up over and over again. Maybe he's a little bit of a masochist, or maybe he's as fat as Rampage and he understands his pain. California is one of the worst states he could have chosen to do this in, and his chances of getting bail are extremely unlikely pretty much anywhere. Hey, I'm glad to hear that, Chi. I'm glad you did your research. I feel more at ease the more you talk. If a gorilla escapes the zoo and kills people, do you kill the gorilla? No, free Raj. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, as you're sounding like a TikToker at a WWE event. You sound like I show. Vinny, have you ever tried opium? I bet that would completely turn his life around, man. This is such a good idea. Fly high, Rush. Yeah, he'll be flying high when he gets some drugs handed to him through the birthday cake, and he gets a doobie out of there and maybe get some coke from the Italians in prison. I think he's mostly just smoking dick in jail though. Rush is a real fighter, unlike Anakin. And yet he did it. Anakin would never do it in a WWE ring. Smelly black tar and brown sand. Jesus, I've been on here a while. That's poetry. Is it like a weed high? It's probably tastes like fortune cookies. Besides maybe Minnesota or something, I guess. Oh, damn it. Tim Walsh would have cracked down on him. Hunter never trained a day in his life. Yeah, I doubt it. I got some hash the other day. I don't have a way to smoke it though. Oh, maybe you got to pull a Tom Hanks. Fire! Fire! I have created fire. I have created fire. Well said. Just watch the Castaway movie. Feel bad for the victim. I do too. He's an American war veteran with PTSD. He did not deserve it. He almost immediately apologized after he fake hit Raja with a freaking can with no water or liquids or anything in it, and immediately was like, "Hey, dude, I thought you were working." And Guru made a great point. IShowSpeed would have totally went along with it, wouldn't have gotten upset whatsoever. Shows that Raja Jackson has the emotional stability and mental awareness of a fucking 8-year-old. I felt bad for the victim. He's out of here. Free JVD. Now he's gone. Cain Velasquez and Raja basically did the same thing, but everyone supports Cain. What? Cain Velasquez was defending his daughter who was assaulted by other men, legitimately assaulted, and he tried to get revenge on them. What is dude? So getting hit with a can with no liquids in it is the equivalent of someone raping your daughter? Okay, that makes sense. Yes, 2K for one bedroom. Oh, nice. I'm a trader. It's $800 where I'm at. I'm a trailer, brother. Oh, I see. Captain Crunch's Flame. Fruity Pebbles and Frosted Flakes. They're great. No, they're pretty good. And they instantly make you good at baseball, basketball, swimming, and soccer. When you eat Frosted Flakes, you all of a sudden become a great athlete because you had your cereal. Kane's case is very different from Raja's, but I do agree that Kane is unnecessarily supported for his actions. Yeah, he did fuck up. He shot the wrong guy, and honestly, probably shouldn't have done something that risky in the first place. But I get where he's coming from. Used to love Frosted Flakes. No, yourself. Dude quit his job to stream. I can't. Okay, here we go again. Just the normal folks. You're all gone. Because I know where you're coming from, and you're all degenerates. I know. Father defending his son from an ex-offender will always be perceived better. They would probably they'd probably just shoot Stewart with a gun. Father defending his son from a offender will always be perceived better culturally and emotionally by the media than someone in Raja's shoes, so it adds up. Yeah, and also, who wouldn't be upset by who wouldn't be upset by one of their family members getting fucked up by somebody? This is a completely different situation. Literally a fucking can, guys. A can for a dumb angle. Did he, try to choke the life out of his friends because they twisted his arm a little bit or pushed him around or hit him with a stick? What a fucking tard. Thanks, Meester. Kane was just as reckless in his actions, and it's not disputable. Yeah, he was definitely reckless, but the motivation was he wasn't an idiot. I want to try DMT, mescaline, opium, and salvia. And saliva. Nice. It wasn't till you kicked me from your boring ass stream that fell apart. Ooh. DMT is supposed to be good. Okay. My stream was boring when you joined. Now stop being a child and defending a pedophile over nothing. Oh boy. Look at all the alts from JVD Media. Look at this scumbag. Look at all the alts, dude. He's clipping back and forth. He's totally manipulative. He's just pretending to be other people. Look at this fucking liar, guys. Look at this neo-Nazi fucking American History X wannabe ginger liar. It was Kane's son, not daughter. Finally, I've caught up. Thank God. It depends on if it was a Coke can or a generic brand. Yeah, that is true. If he'd have hit him, with the can and it sliced open his eyebrow, then, he deserves to have his face punched in 50 times until there's a blood puddle underneath. But, if it's a generic brand, it's understandable. I mean, you can't waste Coca-Cola, guys. You can't. Okay? It's a sin against humanity. But, if it's Pib or something, no need for violence. Yes, saliva does seem sketchy. Well, it comes from people's mouths, so you don't want to inhale that shit. Address the doom. Off you go. See you later. More alts. This guy is a creep. Can't stop laughing when you smoke salvia first couple times. Wow, so it's literally the real life equivalent of the Joker gas from Batman. Nice. First salvia trip I had transported me to a Couch Factory universe, and I was standing in line with 1,000 other NPC workers, listening to a loudspeaker of a woman teaching us how to make couches. It sounds very educational and constructive to me. Have more of it, an OD on it. Really, Tyler? I've had that happen to me on acid. Sniff, what the fuck you doing, man? It's not sniff. Then it became funny because I was freaking people out, so I just laughed harder and harder, and it was something. Damn, you should join Joker's gang, man. All I see around me is smiles. EMT, definitely better to extract it yourself with food safe ingredients than buy it from someone who used harsh chemicals to extract it. And you're playing with fire there, man. JVD, when he got booted from the orphanage, yeah, I haven't booted him as many times as he got booted from the orphanage. Not yet. Just a few more. I bet back in the day that gets you thrown in the loony bin. Yeah, it was shell shock. He was a mentally deficient individual. How dare he be on drugs? How dare he be smoking reefer, smoking spliff? Mescaline is great, but get from his son Pedro, and be careful with the dosage. I'll give you the psychedelic. Oh, damn, that real Beavis and Butthead do America shit. Now you're speaking my language, Miss. I dig it. Misty, that sounds sweet. Is it hard to make me? Yes, it is. 5 FPS stream, though. 109 streams. Hank's been kicked out of. Yeah, here's another one for you. There's another ginger. Spotted you. Gingers don't have souls. I remember me and my friend sharing a salvia bowl at the river, and we were dying laughing and trying to crawl up a 1-foot hill on all fours as some girls from our high school watched. Well, it's definitely a turn on. When I was in the hospital a couple weeks for leg surgery, whatever pain meds they gave me made me think someone was laying beside me as I nodded. Maybe it was a phantom limb. Have a great night, y'all. Catch you later, Western. Thanks for hanging out, fella. I'm sorry I deal with a bunch of bullshit and no UFC material whatsoever. I just have to get through these messages, okay? God damn it. Probably thought we were smoking weed for the first time. Not weed. Definitely not weed. But, all right. Let's get to actual action. We had the Yizza, the Rizza, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Hey! We had Yizza knocking out Weston Wilson in 37 seconds. Jesus Christ, he really is the worst fighter in the UFC. Commentary was literally talking about how this dude couldn't keep his hands up when he was, defending against strikers. He literally, his hands were down just like this, like I'm showing you guys. And, just that left hand of Yizza kept connecting over and over and over and over again. And he couldn't defend it. Literally, all he had to do was throw a right. He's on wobbly legs. He's buckled. If I were Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, I'd be embarrassed that I coached or was ever associated with this guy. Lost to a Chinese fighter with zero guard, knocked out in round 1 by a low-level road UFC fighter. Very bad. Very bad. And we don't like that. But Weston Wilson, yeah, I pity those who picked him as an underdog. And then hopefully the lesson will be learned and you never do anything so silly ever again. So, yeah. Yizza gets the round 1 knockout. All he had to do was throw punches. I think I could honestly knock out Weston Wilson if I really try. All I have to do is just he'd be done. So, good shit. Good shit from Yizza. He was fed a tin can like a billy goat. There's another one. Your favorite predator. Damn, this guy is a fucking freak. That Joker impression is legit, Hank. You killed Captain Clown. You killed Captain Clown. You hear me, Marty. You let me go, and your family's history. Time's up, Batman. You're gonna be squished like a grilled cheese sandwich. Batman, you wouldn't let me fry, would you? Batman. And they say crime doesn't pay. All right, anyway. We then had Kyle Dawkins, brother. Yee. Kyle Dawkins, can you do something for me? Can you knock out Michelle Pereira for me? For me, Chris Dawkins. Can you do a counter for me? Can you put Michelle Pereira on his ass, please, for me? Oh, my voice, Jesus Christ. Been reading too many comments. Yeah, Michelle Pereira's career is over. Hernandez took his soul. He'll never be the same individual ever again. He's never been knocked down or dropped, and he got dropped this time around by Kyle Dawkins, of all people. Went to show that Kyle Dawkins has improved since the regionals. Something's clicked in him, and all of a sudden he's really good. Yeah. What was I going to say? Michel Pereira, his strength is on the feet, and he didn't get taken down once. Didn't have to deal with any grappling. Didn't have to deal with round 2. He's just shit now. He's just absolute crap. And Kyle Dawkins is better than Michel Pereira. What world are we fucking living in? I'm happy for Kyle Dawkins. He had a really rough road out of the UFC, and of course he had to take the long way back. Very uphill battle. But, we thought he was just crushing cans on the regional scene. Turned out he was just that good. And he had a flip switched. And it is true, guys, that when you're on a winning streak, you legitimately gain the confidence back. And you start to do better, and you look more polished and more natural in there. And when you're on a losing streak, you lose the rhythm. You lose your talent. You lose what made you special. Like, look at Tony Ferguson, man. Hasn't won since, like, 2020. So momentum is a serious thing, guys, with both positive and negative. So Kyle Dawkins, huge knockout of Michel Pereira. Michel Pereira is just sort of bankrupt in every category of fighting now, and it's very sad. Very sad. And he honestly might get cut after this. I think he's going to get cut. And Kyle Dawkins, welcome to the UFC, pal. You deserve it. Watch Michel Pereira get like 4 finishes on the regionals. They just let him back in. Terrible. Hank, you should smoke weed on stream. Maybe at some point, if I have enough money to indulge in such things, I might just give it a try. I've been on some form of marijuana before. Too smelly, not hard to make. Just be patient. Okay, sweet. Peace Western. Hank, you should smoke weed. Maybe. Kind of seems like Honda wants to defend Raja, but doesn't his reputation to get ruined. So instead, he keeps joking about people defending him. Yeah, his takes are shit in general, so I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe he's more of a dumbass than Kenny Okoye. Yeah, he knows that his reputation. Does he even have one? I don't think he has one, guys. Whatever reputation he had in the past, he's lost it. So honestly, he's not salvaging much. Might as well be out in the open about it, that you're an asshole. I've had that happen to me when I had the flu. I was having these weird dreams where I thought someone was there with me having full-on conversations. And let's see. I was reading a book. What was it called? Oh, shoot. I think it was called Compound Fracture. And there was this character that was in the hospital, and she wakes up, and a ghost is sitting right next to her, staring at her. And it's like her great 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 grandfather. And she's on drugs. She's getting over the a serious. Let's just say that she looked like Stuart. Stuart Smith. She was treated like Stuart Smith in the book, and she wakes up in a hospital bed and she sees someone sitting by her side, a ghost. So could be coming from real life experiences from the author in the hospital. Yeah. But yeah, she was done like Stuart Smith in the book. Weston Wilson, I'm not joking. Weston Wilson karate style wasn't going to last long. It literally lasts 43 seconds. How would you knock out JVD? As the certain linebacker in a football team once said, kick him in the balls. And then, his soul would exit his body, and then I'd punch his teeth in. How would I knock out I'd let me think. I would do what Patty McCory did in Cage Warriors, and just take him down to the ground, and as I'm beating the shit out of him, just be like, "Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!" over and over until he was out. Weston Wilson got decimated. He's literally 10% of himself now. And guys, I need you to start doing a better job here. Anybody who looks like JVD is gone. Is there anyone in UFC that fought for Strikeforce? I know Pride guys are gone. Maybe Cub Swanson at some point. He's gone though. I don't know. You'll have to look that up, Frankie. I have no idea. Who do you think is going to win in 2 days between Argeni and Princess? Nobody will win because somehow they're not going to fight. Also, Vinny, show us your criminal. Oh boy, get snaky. Why that name? Creepy stuff. Yeah, I know. Definitely. Hold on, guys. I need to get some water. Don't go anywhere. Anyway, we move on to Rongzhu against Austin Hubbard. Austin Dollard, as I monikered him during my stream. Rongzhu just kept hitting right hands. Mr. Wrong was Mr. Right in this case. Hubbard tried to shoot takedowns. He was unsuccessful. Rongzhu had a pretty good takedown defense and just was beating the crap out of Austin with very good combinations. Straights, right down the pipe. Yeah, Hubbard just had nothing for him on the feet. Very slow, very, how to put it, labored and withdrawn a lot. Just looked weak in there. Pulling his punches. Rongzhu wasn't. Way better on the feet. Like very quick with the combinations. Very good leg kicks too. Had Austin Hubbard hobbling on his legs at multiple points. Yeah, so Rongzhu was hitting a lot of rights on Austin, and yeah, he was just very. Ugh, how to even put it? God damn it! I never remember at the right moment. Gun shy is my point. Gun shy, just wasn't landing on him at all. Just paying for it over and over again. So easy decision win from Rongzhu. Creepy stuff. What the fuck, bro? I got that same shirt. Got it in Vegas last time I was there. What, this one? Yeah, it's pretty solid shirt, man. My dad got it for me. Ruby-doo. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, looking for you. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Scooby, Scooby-Doo, Scooby, Scooby-Doo. Flu dreams go crazy. Nice. Guess you got to have the flu more often. Haley Carmack says hi. Hello, Haley. If that is your real name, if that is the real you, hello, Haley. Same with lucid dreams. I've had regular dreams that have kicked ass. You know, it doesn't always have to be on drugs, although the drug dreams are very unique. Oh, never mind's a little different, but got that ghost on the front and Scooby and Shaggy on the back. Oh, interesting. That's quite the coincidence. You got base taste though. Who would you be in Scooby-Doo, Hank? Oh, Shaggy. Shaggy for sure. Not only because I look the most like him, but I'm also got a chronic case of the munchies. I can be tall and skinny when I want to. I can be a lanky bastard, sort of rubber-faced fucking rubber man Jim Carrey. And in some ways, I'm a pussy. So, yeah. I check all the boxes. All I need is a girlfriend. All I need is Velma. I do have Riz, though. I will say that I have Riz. I just have not been able to apply the Riz, but I do have it. And Shaggy has a very underrated Riz game. If you watch the movies, you know. Okay? So I'd say I replicate him in that way. I'm a ladies' man if I wanted to be. like Shaggy. Like zoinks! 2 smelly fingers, old pal. Got shoved right up my ass. Ruh-roh, Raggy. You're doing your Rocky style. Like, help me out here, Scoop. Wedge in between us. The creepers got me, old pal. Oh, shit. Clown rap. Ooh. Oh, it's too smelly. Was having none of that shit. Impressive. But yeah, I love Shaggy. He's, people like undermine him a lot, but he's secretly a badass. I'd say that applies to me just a little bit. Not to brag. But anyway, we get to the fight I was waiting for. Charles Johnson, CJ, took on Loner Kavanaugh. And Loner Kavanaugh was looking really good in the first round, darting in and out, landing some sick, quick combinations. Charles Johnson, honestly, maybe had the worst round of his entire MMA career. Just was putting none of his punches together, super inaccurate, failed his takedowns, knee to the body. Every time he threw, he, even if he landed, he was getting hit back. It was just really, really pathetic, honestly. Like, he couldn't have had a worse round if he tried. Loner was super good in his striking game, super quick, perfect timing on almost everything. But the thing is, man, Charles Johnson wasn't going to get put out by Loner in round 1. Nobody's knocked out Charles Johnson, at least not that I'm aware of. Round 2 and 3, Charles Johnson is a different animal. Second half of the fight, Charles Johnson is unstoppable as far as I'm concerned. Loner gassed out quick. His fast-paced flyweight wears out. The dude really starts to crumble as the fight goes on. He was doing this against Akoa, was doing it against Night Dad. Velma's hot. Yeah, I'd say Velma's pretty hot. She, she honestly doesn't look good without her glasses. She looks way better with the glasses on. It's one of the rare cases where the spectacles actually, they actually give her more character instead of less. It makes sense. It's a cartoon. I don't know. Whenever she doesn't have the glasses, like, I've never seen her open her eyes without her glasses. So, nah, I hated that scene in Scooby-Doo where they made her over and made her super hot, Oh, boy. If you go again, there we go. Yeah, she got made up in the Scooby-Doo movie. Does anybody remember that? And honestly, didn't look better. She looked worse. Velma. It depends on the Velma too, dude. You're talking about Velma the TV series. Jesus Christ, man. Like zoinks. Show me your jinky winkies, Velma. Yikes. Velma, show me those sweater muffins for Scooby. Oh my God, are we getting down bad for Velma right now? Are we doing that video? You know the one on YouTube where Velma's doing some twerking and then Shaggy's just like zoinks, zoinks, zoinks. How come Fred was always splitting up the gang, sending Shaggy and Scooby off while he goes with the girls? I think you just answered your own question there, Ty Betts. Oh, God almighty. He just won't stop, dude. Can we just get rid of JVD's channel from stuff like this? Seriously. How come we'll never wear sweater muffins before, but I love that. And we like that. Chicks with short hair do it for me. I agree. Long hair chicks almost look too good to be true. Although I will say I like Cher. The live action Scooby-Doo movie was the most 2003 thing ever. It was, yeah. Right down to the color schemes, the actors, the cinematography. Yeah, It's classic 2000s cheesy shit. Velma's so hot. Gotta agree with you, Haley. Are you into the chicks? But I prefer brownies, sweater brownies. I don't even know what we're talking about here. Zoinks! I'm getting a boner, Scoobo pal. What do you do it for, a shaggy snack? That's right, you get shaggy for one night. Anyway, Charles Johnson. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, Loner Kavanaugh was doing very well early on. Charles Johnson, he just pushed the pace. He had Loner on the back foot. Started to get way more accurate with the striking. Um, didn't let Loner have as much room, and then put him away very efficiently. Um, Classic Charles Johnson, dude. This guy is a super underrated flyweight. He's ranked for a reason. Loner Kavanaugh was straight up just not ready for a ranked flyweight, and he paid for it. So, yeah, too much too soon. Honestly, not even too much too soon. I think Loner is overrated. I don't think he's going to have much of a future at flyweight, if I'm just being honest. I mean, maybe he just went through the Charles Johnson test and now will be instantly better. Like, maybe I'll eat my words, but Loner's just way too small for flyweight. Honestly, he's better as like a straw weight or an atom weight. Um, yeah, but Charles Johnson, he's just a badass. Give him an actual ranked fight. Like, give him the fight he deserves. Charles Johnson is the most underrated flyweight in the world right now. Christ almighty, shut the fuck up, you ginger bastard. I will actually beat the fucking shit out of you, you Nazi scum. Fuck you, pale bitch. Anyway, yeah, it keeps throwing me off. Charles Johnson, very good. All he had to do was pressure the damn Brit, see, Jake. And that's exactly what he did. You got so many haters. No, it's just one. It's just one. He just, has many different accounts. He's doing the same damn thing. He's wasting his time. Yeah, Loner Kavanaugh is honestly shit. That is the conclusion. Remember the chick from Free Willy? I had a crush on her as a youngin'. You told me about that too, Smelly Fingers. I remember looking her up even. And that's ooh. Remember the chick? Ooh. I don't know. She could free my Willy. Damn, like Elvis, huh? I'm not gonna give you time to free your Willy. Later, Zero. Elvis is leaving the building. Like Michael J. Bindi Irwin. Who's that? Steve Irwin's daughter? Oh. Is that true? You got so many haters. Not enough time. Crikey! Look at the size of that gator. I never crossed that croc. Just one guy with a dozen alts. JVD versus Hank should be booked. Oh, he'd be scared, dude. He'd pull a fucking parlay. Anyway, next we have Gage Young against Maheshidi. Maheshidi. Shitty walk. Gage Young, I said that anybody with a pulse is better than Maheshidi, and it's true. Gage Young is just sort of a flat-footed wrestler with pretty simple boxing, but he's good enough to beat Maheshidi. All you got to do is get in his face, stop him from striking at range, keep in the pocket, up close and personal with the pace, and that's exactly what Gage Young did. Maheshidi tried to get into war for you guys, dude, but didn't work out. And Young just pressured forward, hit him with the rights and lefts, body shots, took him down at will when he needed to, broke him with the takedown at the very end. Maheshidi is all he can do is kickbox. That's all he can do. And if you can get past the kickboxing, you win the fight. And that's what Gage Young did. Maybe if Gage Young gets a few more wins together, he could have a bright future, but Maheshadi's like the bare minimum. So, yeah, he proved me right. Loner is the Alexander Hernandez of flyweight. Why? Alexander Hernandez doesn't need to shoot a takedown. Oh, the Alexander Hernandez. He's not cocky though. He seems like a pretty humble dude. He's not even, I don't even think Alexander Hernandez was that fast. Yeah, I think he's like, he's he's Joshua Van at home, you know. I'm into chicks for seriously. For seriously, Stan. Nice. Good for you, Haley. It's crazy. A stingray took out Steve Irwin. If it wasn't a stingray, two smelly fingers, it was gonna be something else. Like, if you look at Steve Irwin's appearances on these talk shows, like, he is insanely reckless and just, always putting either himself or other people in danger with his animal stunts. Like, he was not the most organized person in the world. He was a reckless guy, both on screen and off screen with the zoo as well. And so, it just makes sense that an animal eventually took him out because he was, not taking it as seriously as he should have. That was Steve Irwin style. We loved him for it. He was, he was a great preservationist. But yeah, he wasn't long for this world. Haley, prove it, send a video. Oh my. Fuck those turds. Too smelly, stick them up your butt. Wow. Okay. He's giving you an option. Too smelly. And I'm a National Socialist like Oswald Mosley. Sean Moody, what's up? Who are you, dude? I'm Hank the Tank, brother. Oh, it's dynamic instability. Oh, yes, everybody knows him. He's totally not a JVD alt. Couldn't be. If he, has some original comments, I'll let him stay. But if JVD was honestly smart, he wouldn't be just on the offense with me with every alt he uses. He'd be, in the background, pretending to not even be there, and then, and then clipping some shit that he can take out of context. Like, that is what he'd be doing if he was actually smart. But he's not. He's just a dumb fucking 50 IQ ginger. So he's not that clever. That's true. He took a lot of chances. And, that's the life he wanted to live. And, he paid for it, but you got to be you. So that is what it is. That's true. Crosby fumbled, not taking the DQ win. Oh, yeah. Fumbled. Yeah, he should have pulled an Anthony. Actually, no. He pulled an Anthony Smith, and that's why he lost. Should have pulled an Aljo or a oh God, who's that guy? The Rodolfo Bellato. Would have been embarrassing, but at least he'd keep his job. Now I think Kiefer's definitely being cut. If you can check the roster tracker, he's probably cut. He's on a 3-fight losing. Also, by the way, that roster tracker defended Raja. He just needs to stick to his job and just show who got cut and who didn't, because obviously the dude's a fucking moron. He was just in the ocean chilling, walking, bro. Could have happened to anyone. He was out in the ocean. I think he was filming for his show, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think most people are out in the middle of the ocean trying to look for stingrays. Anyway, Tailake Nueraji knocked out Kiefer Crosby in round 1. Got very lucky because he pulled a Peter Yan, got way too based, and kneed him in the head Peter Yan style. Kiefer Milk was writhing in agony. He was just bleeding strawberry milk, and it honestly looked pretty grisly, but he decided to keep fighting anyway. The way he was looking, honestly, and how badly he was hurt by that knee. He should have just taken the DQ win, as Big Boar said. Instead, he toughed through it like a warrior, paid for it, immediately got knocked out and taken after being taken down. Yeah, I think Nueraji is actually pretty good, but he's just sort of an idiot. And honestly, like, fight IQ is probably bad. Yeah, I don't know. Fight IQ is a major factor for predicting fights, and if he's got that kind of fight IQ, I probably a decent welterweight would kick his ass, being honest, if he's pulling rookie mistakes like that. But he got the debut win in China, so good for him. Kiefer Crosby sucks. I'm sorry, you can feel bad for him, but he sucks. He's not UFC level. 0-3 in the UFC. He is gone for sure. Yeah. Thought he was only ankle deep on vacay. Might be wrong though. Was that the case? I'm gonna have to look into that. I thought he was out on a boat in a wetsuit and was playing around with a stingray. My IQ is 130. I'm 6'4", 8 inches thick, sexy and sweet. But yeah, I'm just so below you because I have concerns about who you associate with. You can always ask for the receipts about Vinny. Yeah, there he is. Adios. God almighty, man. God, guys, anybody who's not already in this. Actually, no, I can't say that because Haley Carmack did show up, and I don't think she's JVD, but anybody who's not Haley, keep an eye on him. Anyway, next fight: Sumu Derji and Kevin Borjas. Sumu Derji, I called that he'd be just a slightly better striker. That Kevin Borjas wouldn't be a wrestler. I was proven wrong, but lucky for us, Sumu Derji actually stuffed the takedowns. Actually showed really good takedown defense. Like showed improvement in his game that he can keep the hips square and put in the underhooks and turn it around. So honestly, I'm pretty proud of Sumo Derji. He's one of the very few Chinese fighters on this card that actually pulled off the win. So you got to give him props. He had the crowd happy for a second before Ming Yang Zhang ripped their hearts out. Kevin Borjas. He did what he needed to do. He was trying to be a wrestler, and we know that Sumo Derji isn't the best against wrestlers, but at the same time, Sumo Derji beat who'd he beat? Mitch Ramirez, I think it was. Was it Mitch Ramirez? I think it was Mitch Ramirez. I got to check that. Because I'm going to go crazy unless I figure out who it was. Oops. Yeah, it was Mitch, wasn't it? No, Mitch Raposo. Mitch Raposo, that was his name. That's right. Stuff the takedowns of Mitch Raposo. And Mitch Raposo is a pretty solid wrestler, and he still, managed to turn a lot of it around. So props to him. Kevin Borjas, he's doing his best Mitch Raposo impression. Failed him. Anyway, Kevin Borjas did his best Mitch Raposo impression. It failed. He couldn't get the takedowns. And on the feet, it's just sort of over. Sumo Derji was beating the crap out of Borjas, showing him levels, typical stuff. I thought he was going to be more of a power puncher this time, Sumo Derji, but seems he's pulling a Sergey Pavlovich and pulling back his shots, pulling his punches a little bit. So couldn't get the knockout here, but still impressive performance. And yeah, I called it, but this was a close fight to pick. I'm glad I got it right. Are you going to debate JVD? I debated him on his stream, and I kicked his ass. I'd rather just go out on a W. He's coping and seething and wasting his time here, so I'd say that I'm winning. Who wins, Ilya or JDM? I think Ilya takes it. Ooh, that's a good question. What up? I remember you. Lol. Hello, Better Call Saul. Are you the legit Better Call Saul, just random channel, or are you an alt of JVD? Sorry if you don't know who JVD is. Thoughts on No Chill and JVD being butt buddies? I heard a rumor about that. I don't know where I heard it from, but I got some inside source. Hey, Sally. Yeah, I mean Ilya versus JDM. JDM's got a good chin. Like we've never seen him get knocked out. Jesus. I don't know. That's another weight up for Ilya. That might be tough. I could see Ilya getting cracked by Jack Della Maddalena. There's only so far he can go up before someone up a weight class kicks his ass. JDM's got a lot of power too, man. People forget, man. Nukes for hands. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd probably pick JDM. Hank already destroyed JVD. This is true. Why continue it on my own channel? Lol. Okay, good. I'm glad. Thank you for letting me know. I was capping, by the way. I think JDM probably bullies Ilya. Ilya would be too small. Yeah, he would. I mean, dude, we could honestly see JDM take Ilya down, end up on top, mercilessly control him and dominate him. Could easily happen, honestly. Yeah, too many advantages, dude. If JDM threw knees up the middle, Ilya would just take them right on the dome. It would not be good. Yeah, just he'd be too dominant at range as far as I'm concerned. If Ilya took him down, JDM would get right back up. Then it's decided on the feet. JDM could throw out a head kick or a jump knee. Down goes Ilya, dude. Yeah, probably Jack. JDM's an amazing champion. I would agree with that, Haley Cormac. Absolutely. So I think JDM could beat Islam, but I am tied to Vinny the Guinea's Dagestani picks for the main events now, so I can't even pick Jack Della anymore. Sad. Anyway, I also think JDM beats Islam. JDM is like a bigger and better Dustin. Ooh, that's a good comparison. He's got power when he wants to, and he's very technical. And Dustin had Ilya in a lot of trouble. Wait. Oh, Dustin had Islam in a lot of trouble, right? Yeah. He was, standing his base, solid striking, good at getting around the guard. Ilya's good at that too. He was giving him troubles. He did cut him open and sort of exhausted him a little bit, and he got up fairly easily. So yeah, I think that's an apt comparison. JDM only has one clean KO though, right? He has bricks in his hands and bludgeons fools, but I wouldn't go so far as to say nukes. Yeah, I mean, but he's got power, He can strike very well, and he's got the power, but he has to put his shots together first. Sergey back on a win streak, yes, and I'm happy for him, honestly, guys. He doesn't have to be a knockout machine for me to root for him because I got my entertainment with Sergey. Now he's a heavyweight who needs to win. He beat Waldo Cortez Acosta too, so I'm appreciative of him for this because Waldo sucks and doesn't belong anywhere near the heavyweight top 5. You just should get rid of him. So Sergey did that, and I'm thankful that he did. Someone had to. So if he has to do it by decision, then he has to do it by decision. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Sergey, he's more timid just because of Rosenstruik and Aspinall, but honestly, he has to at this point. He can't get too reckless against these guys, especially the technical ones. When it's a slugfest and the other guy has no fight IQ, yeah, you can knock him out. But these are dudes who are gonna, out kick you and out jab you to a decision. So you gotta hurt them with power, but not get too reckless. And that's what Pavlovich did against Rosenstruik, kept his job there, and then destroyed Waldo Cortez Acosta when no one else had the fight IQ too. So had to do what he had to do. I think eventually we're gonna get the old Sergey back when he has to, when it's an actual war. But against these low level guys who don't deserve to be anywhere near the top of heavyweight, I'm fully fine with Sergey just beating their asses and outclassing them. This is a new era of, Pavlovich. He's like patient Ngannou, you guys. He's patient Pavlovich, the new mythical fighter. And honestly, I'm just happy that he's on a win streak again because it was really rough seeing him go through it with Aspinall and Volkov. So yeah, I'm glad he's back. He looks back, and I'm happy about that. I don't know what I would have done if Cortez Acosta ended up in the top 5 of heavyweight. There's a loaded revolver near my drawer, and I wonder what I would have done if he'd have lost. I think about it deeply at night. When I will use it. No. Anyway, yeah, Sergey by decision. Won by decision, and he had to do what he had to do, guys. Fuck Waldo. Beat him any way you can. Any means necessary. Glad JVD's finally fucking gone. Islam has the speed over JDM, but with him bulking up so much, I'm curious as to how that affects his speed. Yeah, he probably slows down a little bit. Probably looks a little more. Probably gets even more gassed as the fight goes on. Being real, he has to put on a bunch of weight that isn't really muscle, you know. So yeah, Waldo's chin though. Um, yeah, he took some really good shots from Sergey. To be fair, it felt like Sergey never really went for that one final shot to put him away. So I think that's why Waldo survived. But yeah, he was getting pieced up and just kept in there, man. The Cubans, I don't even know where he's from. I think he's Cuban, maybe Dominican Republic. Either way, the Caribbean guys are tough. So got to give him credit. Only person Pereira loses to at heavyweight is Tom. Everyone else at heavyweight sucks. Yeah, for sure. And Alex is a kickboxer. He could just outstrike them and be more technical if he wanted to, but he's also got God given power. So, you know, I think you're right. JVD won't debate anyone unless he's the moderator and can ban everyone who goes against him, like he did when I debated Bodak on his stream. He banned Terzi, Anakin, Josh, and like 5 other people. What a fucking wimp. What a pussy. Yeah. Him and No Chill deserve each other. What did you and JVD debate? We debated whether or not JVD was a useless piece of shit. We debated whether or not he's just a crash out merchant who is friends with a sociopath. And I think I won. What Islam versus pagan secular lawlessness? I won the poll 80-20. Nice. Yeah, I mean, Islam. If you're not in the Middle East, it's and you're not part of a certain groups. Islam is a very constructive and positive religion. It's way better than Christianity and Judaism. Thoughts on JVD beating up his sister? Why am I not surprised? He's so unhinged and probably on testosterone that probably at some point. Yeah, he banned me when I made fun of him and schooled No Chill, aka No Job, aka No Bitches. Nice. He needs to change the name at some point because there's just too much room for making fun of him and just ridiculing him. No energy, no charisma, no character, no chance of success. Based Hank Red Pill Maxon. I don't know if it's the red pill. I'd say it's the black pill since that's the cabal, right? That giant black cube. Why do you say Islam is better than Christianity? Just curious. Um, because there's been less holy war campaigns and idiocy and terroristic attacks here in the U.S. domestically with Islam. Even though 9/11 happened, Christian psychos are probably 90%. White supremacist Christians are probably responsible for 90% of domestic terrorism. So yeah, I got a problem with those guys, and also Christians elected Donald Trump, and he's a fascist. So yeah, I don't like them very much. And Judaism is being practiced by Israel, which is committing a genocide at the moment. So I'd say Islam's in a pretty good place right now. Fro chill, Nepo chill. Kaaba, it's Abraham's actual church he built with his son. Yeah, exactly. When you fighting JVD? Probably unlikely. He'd have to pay for the airfare, and he's probably broke. I don't want to ruin his life over one plane trip. Anyway, and if I actually challenged him to a fight, I'd just be giving him what he wants. Aljamain Sterling against Brian Ortega, 25 minutes, 5 rounds. I'm shocked this was mostly on the feet, and Aljamain Sterling beat the shit out of Brian Ortega. I said that a withered and exhausted Brian Ortega would just get his ass handed to him by Aljamain Sterling, especially having to cut weight again. I thought he was going to look frail, gun shy, just mentally weak, and that's exactly what happened. Aljamain Sterling just pieced him up, essentially. What else is there to say? He got the takedowns in the later rounds when he needed to get them, but he honestly didn't even need to. He was never in trouble at all. Outstruck him. Aljamain the striker, dude. Pieced up Brian Ortega, made him look like he didn't belong in the UFC, which he doesn't. He looked bad against Korean Zombie and Cub Swanson, dude. Frankie Edgar was beating him up. So, yeah, Brian Ortega is just not UFC level anymore. He's just... what to even say, dude? He's just weak, dude. They can get a miraculous sub over Yair Rodriguez all he wants. The dude is just, against a real grappler and against real strikers, he just crumbles, dude. He's a fraud. He shouldn't even be ranked at featherweight, honestly. Aljamain Sterling somehow was a better striker than him, which just shows the state that Brian Ortega T-City is in at the moment, and didn't even jump for a guillotine. No chance of winning this one. The old Brian's dead. Hank putting morality above shekels. Hell yeah, dude. Good stuff. Calling out Israel. This hot pot buffet is dank. You eating cats? Make sure to have some guinea pigs. Some Vinny the Guineas. Cat in the Pot. Korean version starring Michael Meowers. Oh my god. Groovy, baby, yeah. Oh god. I'll eat your kitty. Oh god. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my kitty back, kitty back, kitty back. I want my kitty back, kitty back, kitty back. I eat because I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy because I eat. It's an endless cycle, laddie. I want my kitty back, kitty back, kitty back. I'll eat your kitty. You're a groovy cat, baby. Why don't you go swinging, pussy? Oh god. What was it? My name is Pussy Galore. Why, pussy, aren't you the cunning linguist? Anyway, yeah, absolute domination. Good stuff. Cat in the Pot, Korean version, boo. Brain doesn't even know where T-City is anymore. Brian doesn't even know where T-City is anymore. His brain's been off a long time ago. Haley, I see a mugshot in your profile picture. That is interesting, isn't it? I wonder what it is. Nice name, Sally. Better call Sally. Hi, my name's Saul Goodman. Do you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do. So do I. I will fight for you, Albuquerque. Better call Saul. So I fight for you, Albuquerque. Vinny the Guinea. Ever look up sexy mugshots? I think Haley did. Just beef and seafood. My wife is not a big fan of cat. She said dog is much better. Wow, she's experienced. Feline stir fry. I think they had hot dogs, Vinny. Thoughts on winter coming up? Winter is coming, pina colada sorbet drink. Winter is here. The White Walkers of the North. They come for our babies. They turn them into monsters and zombies. They prey on our women. We must protect our people. Let us into the forge. Bring us through the walls, Jon Snow. I haven't eaten meat in like 10 years. Most impressive. Vegan is the way for meat. Nice. Better call Saul Goodman on JVD. Yeah, that dude needs to be litigated. Although, honestly, Saul was perfectly fine with Walter working with neo-Nazis. So, honestly, morality wouldn't be a question. He'd probably end up working for JVD if I assigned him to a case. I haven't eaten meat in 11 years. Okay, yeah, to be specific. Okay. And then our main event of the evening. Oh, wait, hold on. Favorite TV show? That's Better Call Sally. Favorite TV show is The Twilight Zone. Without a shadow of a doubt. It's The Twilight Zone. Every episode that was more than a 7 out of 10 was an instant classic, had a message to it, brilliant cinematography. It was an anthology series, so it had a new director at the helm with every episode. Never got stale, never got dull. Writing was writing looked like it was done in the 90s instead of the 1950s and 60s. Rod Serling's a genius. That's one of the few TV shows that actually, horror TV shows that actually gives me the heebie-jeebies. It makes me like deeply uncomfortable when I watch it. And its episodes basically inspired so many great shows and pieces of media and pop culture and movies. Like Twilight Zone is, it literally was the future. Like there's no, all the other anthologies don't even come close, not even close. So it's still the greatest anthology series of all time. Um, and everybody knows some of the episodes from the Twilight Zone, even now in the 21st century. It's probably the most, not consistently well written, but like well written as a whole show ever made. Tank in the T stands for talent. Yes, sir. Thank you, Vinny. JVD couldn't afford Saul. Yeah, he couldn't. Public masturbation. Huh? Why can't you just get out a magazine and do it at home? Quantum Leap is the best TV show. That is a solid one. Raja. I just don't think Vinny's, you know, watched as much Twilight Zone. If he did, he'd probably think it's the number one. Raja is a vegan and has low T and anger problems because of it. Yeah. Oh, he's vegan? Is that the explanation here? I think there's more to it. Who's the JVD guy? What has he done that's so bad? Well, he fully supports a guy named No Chill who is just a manipulative snake with every person he comes across, whether it's on his Discord or on his YouTube channel. He's literally a cancer on MMA YouTube. Starts beefs with everybody, crashes out on everybody, turns his back and stabs in the back everybody. He's just he's a nuisance. He's a menace in MMA YouTube, and JVD is his buddy, and just accepts all of his faults and doesn't hold him accountable whatsoever, and just goes along with whatever he does. That's why I called him No Chill's butt buddy. He's also he's also a bigot, and he's also has anger issues, and he's crashed out on people for no reason, and apparently beat up his sister. So, what's the name of Rod Serling's first episode of The Twilight Zone? Where is everybody? It's Where is everybody? Noxikiek. I've never seen that one, but I might look into it now. Yeah, it's fantastic television. Gives me the creeps. Noxikiek. Something tells me he means something else. What's your number one green flag and red flag when dating? Green flag is intelligence and willingness to keep up a conversation about any given topic and have any charm whatsoever, and just have a normal conversation. Basically, red flag is when they talk about themselves all the time and aren't willing to ask you any questions, make it all about their worlds and their experiences, and basically take over 98% of the conversation. That's what I find. The green flag is them being humble and willing to talk about anything. If someone's willing to talk to you about anything, even stuff they don't know about, that's a keeper. JVD is a crooked bigot who rambles nonsense, and when you teach him he's wrong, gets stumped, won't produce a counterpoint, and won't change his views. Then he screams vapid, great threats. Yeah, bingo. All right, I'm going to watch. Check IG. Yeah. Yeah, I'm onto it. I'm onto it, Vinny. I have my suspicions, but I'll play along. I like Lost, even though the ending kind of shits the bed. Still my favorite. Not the best show though. Oh, it's off to a great start for sure. Has some great episodes in between, but there's sort of few and far between. Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say Better Call Sally? Like they definitely has it. They have their peaks and valleys. Let's just put it that way. I like shows that are consistently excellent. Unfortunately, but Lost at its best was unbelievable. Huge ratings. People couldn't get enough of it, so they were doing something right. Also, they had a great villains too. Justified underrated TV show. I thought the first episode of The Twilight Zone was Kick the Can. No, that's like season 2, season 3. So that's well into the show's run. Sounds like Hank needs a fat girl. Get you a big love starved woman. They should probably be pretty smart. It might be true that the hot ones are probably the least interesting. Although maybe that's bullshit. I've seen exceptions to the rule for sure, but I think fat chicks could definitely have some good conversations. Vinny, when you going to own JVD again? Mila at Vinny? Oh boy. Fat bottom girls, they make the Moroccan world go round. Hey, that's quality. Thanks, Pina. And I was in his chat for an hour today. He refused to even look at the copy-pasted sources from the first page of Google, proving everything he said wrong. And he's a hypocrite. Mila Bottomite. It would honestly explain a lot. She has no brain. Yeah, lost it back in the 20s. Hasn't recovered since. Anyway, main event was Johnny Walker and Ming Yang Zhang. Ming Yang Zhang, Big Bang. Ming Yang Zhang. Honestly, I think Johnny Walker shooting the takedown might have honestly thrown Ming Yang Zhang's game off because he was on top. He was throwing some big shots at Johnny Walker, and Walker just ate him for breakfast. Johnny's chin magically repaired itself. I think he's been getting his ass kicked by Walter Walker and just growing a tougher shell, growing some thicker skin, and he got right back up. Honestly, just looked bad against Ming Yang, was, getting hit over and over again. But credit to Johnny, he just, I think he had facial reconstructive surgery or something because he did not get knocked out or even wobbled at any point in this fight. So props to him. He bought a new chin, and I think it's a pretty good investment. It's like Dominic Reyes, he goes from getting finished by jabs or anything at all to, now Ming Yang Zhang gives him his best shots and he still can't finish him. So, but I'll tell you what was more vulnerable and wasn't invincible was Ming Yang Zhang's calves. Dude's fat. Speaking of fat bottoms, like bottom of Ming Yang Zhang is fat. Bottom half is fat. His legs are just huge, and they don't take leg kicks that well. I think we just figured out Ming Yang Zhang's ultimate weakness, and Johnny Walker's got some long ass legs, fucking tarantula, dude. Kept cracking those legs, and eventually Ming Yang Zhang's he tore his ACL, mate. He tore his MCL and ACL, what? And he was just writhing in pain on the ground. Couldn't take the heat. Johnny Walker was just doing the classic vintage when he's winning from on top, and I am shocked Mark Goddard ended it as late as he did. Like, they really wanted Ming Yang Zhang to win this. They were desperate to expand the Chinese market, but just couldn't do it, man. Sometimes their talent is just so shit. You just got to let them lose, So Johnny Walker, once he's really got you hurt, Johnny Walker's really good at finishing folks and just throwing hammer fists and just swinging like a maniac. And super impressive. Ming Yang Zhang is shit. Sorry. He's a great nail. He's a great hammer, terrible nail. And he was emasculated here. Now everybody knows the key to beating him, dude. He's fucked in the UFC. Any light heavyweight's just gonna kick the legs and finish him off, man. So very sad. Ming Yang Zhang's a killer on the feet, but Johnny Walker mastered the art of taking himself down like DDP, and it just confused Zhang. He didn't know what to do after that, and he paid the price. So Johnny Walker via goofy shit does it again. We never thought we'd see it again. And now the Walker family is finally on top, guys. They can finally be proud of each other and both, happy with their lives. So honestly, it's not about the destination. It's about the wins we get along the way. It's about the journey we have along the way. And it was a very tough journey for Johnny Walker, but now him and his brother are both the talk of the town, the UFC again, man. It just takes a little while, guys. Just takes a little while. Trust. Definitely, but I don't know. I just find all the episodes and characters interesting. Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul might be the best show I've seen in terms of quality, though. Banshee, oh, I know about Banshee. That is good. Better Call Saul might be the best show. Well, I mean, they're not one show. You got to choose one or the other. I'd say Breaking Bad. I'm gonna die on this hill. Breaking Bad's better than Better Call Saul. Better characters, better use of color, more iconic shots. Maybe not as good a dialogue, but when the camera works so good and speaks more than dialogue ever could, like more than makes up for it. Some of the best twists on television, best finale in television. It's just better than Better Call Saul. I'd never seen Better Call Saul or Banshee, but I married one from Israel. Oh, I see. Did she scream like one? I was not expecting Walker to win. I woke up early in the morning expecting a first round knockout.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Shut up. Woke up early in the morning expecting a first round knockout. Well, it happened in round 2 and it wasn't him. So, but yeah, at least you got a knockout. It's good for light heavyweight. Sup, Hank? Hey, Northwest. Good to see you, my man. Legs by Korea. Yeah, legs made in China. Yeah, exactly. Cheap Chinese bullshit. Yeah, is like a porcelain plate. Walker shocked me. I think he shocked everybody. Let's go on a date. Ooh, I don't know about that. Yeah, bye. Sorry. And I knew that was coming. Sally, are you in the UK? The waking up for UFC thing is foreign to us Freedomlanders. The spread eagle is our country's bird. Yeah, we definitely spread eagle for money and power. That's for sure. Better show is whatever one you're watching at the moment. Good point. I mean, depends on where you are. Oh, God. Let me think. I'm trying to think of the Chuck monologue. He defecated through a sunroof. But not our Jimmy. Couldn't be precious Jimmy. Robbing them blind. And he orchestrated it. Jimmy. I am not crazy. I knew he planted that battery. Oh, it was such a good scheme, even I couldn't see through it. That billboard. You think somebody accidentally falls like that? No, he orchestrated it. Jimmy. Always stealing money from the cash drawer. But not our Jimmy. Couldn't be precious Jimmy. I'm not crazy. Better show, yeah. Thoughts on El Camino's retarded ending. I didn't even watch El Camino, so I thought it ended with Jesse getting away and going to Alaska and sending a letter to Brock. No, good for him. I think that's a good ending. No, I'm from Canada. No, I see. Hank's mine. Someone stole all my shit from my camp. Ooh. Even stole our pet rabbit. Damn, man. That sucks. That sucks. Try again, man. Try again. It's like Minecraft, dude. Your house gets blown up, all your shit's gone, even your pets. But you keep going forward, you keep working and hustling. But you have to keep going. You just have to. Even when life sucks, fat one. You gotta keep going. That's all I can tell you, man. I'm really sorry about that. That sucks. But you got to press forward. Okay, good. You don't need to watch El Camino. It ends in a Mexican standoff. Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, that's pretty cool. When's the Minecraft stream? I mean, it's El Camino, so it makes sense. It's a Mexican standoff. When's the Minecraft stream? Maybe some point down the line when I'm really like in my experimental phase. But until then, I don't know. I'm working on movies and wrestling and other stuff, so not on my mind at the moment. And all right, last segment of the show here, guys. I'm going to be talking about the Raja Jackson situation. I'm honestly too tired to pull up, images or tweets or any of that, and it's honestly too risky. So I'm just going to talk about it. Raja Jackson is a nepo baby who was given, you know, streaming career, as Guru put it, on a silver platter, um, and obviously used it for fucking evil, man. Got way too emotional when a wrestler hit him with a fake can that couldn't have hurt him whatsoever. Um, you know, he apologized to him. He didn't play along, didn't do any humor. He's talentless, fucking no entertainment, not a smart or funny bone in his body. Um, and he's a liar. He's a two-faced fucker because he, shook his hand and said, "Hey man, I'm over it. I totally get it, dude. I understand why there was, why there was a problem. Why you tried to make it a work. I get it." And in the whole in the whole, that whole period, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna beat the shit out of this dude first chance I get." What a two faced fucking rat, you know. Um, Rampage said that he would invest college money in his Japanese children and bail money for his other kids, which just shows how much faith he had in them. Honestly, it's on you, dude. You're the dad. You're the one who's supposed to be the like moral compass and the guy who's guiding them into their future. You're so it's sort of on you. It's sort of on you, right? I mean, there's genes, and there are some kids that are born monsters, but even the worst, you can if you give them enough, guidance and good advice, like they should turn out to be all right individuals. But I don't know. It's you've really failed. If your kid's doing this shit, honestly, sorry. If you see red flags going on with your son and what he's doing streaming, you gotta lay the hammer down. So he didn't, and his boy has lost his damn mind, and he has the emotional um, stability and awareness of a toddler. He has thin skin so thin that you could probably just rip it like fucking paper, like a fucking Hershey's Kiss wrapper. Um, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. He tried to kill him. Yeah. Even if he said, I'll beat him up until they push me off, he was intending to throw punches at him and put him unconscious and beat him up as much as he could. So yeah, scumbag behavior. What else is there to say, man? Yeah. Also, he's a psycho afterwards. Just still like like a rabid fucking animal. Afterwards, nobody can mess with me. Nobody. No, I'm gonna show him. Yeah, nobody. Psycho, actual psycho. I blame the parents, and I also just blame anybody around him in his life for not being able to control him like that. For hearing him say, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of him and give him a receipt," because they told me I could just beat him up, and nobody stepped in and nobody prevented him from doing that. I blame everyone. I blame everyone who overheard that. I blame everyone who heard him say that he was gonna beat him up for real. And I also blame that fucking referee for just standing there and doing absolutely nothing. Nothing. Allowing a man to die in the middle of the ring, doing nothing. Like a waste of space that most referees honestly are. Just no guts, no heart, no integrity. Like there's a reason they became referees, because they failed at everything else. Just like fighters, dude. Fucking low IQ motherfucker, no non-original bone in your body, nothing to give to society. Become a referee. So yeah, no, honestly, no surprise. Yeah, Roger Jackson, he literally apologized to him. Feigned humility. What a fucking liar. Looked like the first kick hit the peroneal nerve of Zhang. Ooh, we know what happened to Sugar Sean. And when he couldn't move his leg, Walker hit him hard with another leg kick that really hurt him. Yeah, Walker was smart with it. He kept hitting the leg when he saw that he was hurt to the leg. like an actual intelligent fighter, which is crazy coming from Johnny Walker. But he actually had the awareness to see that he was hurt and actually went for the part that hurt him. Doug, you are plenty handsome on a serious note. Most guys look like lesser Brock Lesnar to me, but you're actually good looking, man. You need mutton chops, though, like Hyde from 70s show, though. I don't know if I'd be able to pull that one off. Maybe I could be like John McEnroe. You cannot be serious. That was in. Northwest. Sorry. North left. Oh, hey, that's mean. Bail money for the IQ, low IQ. Nope, apparently not, according to Science, and that's good. Fuck him. Bury him underneath the prison. Black billionaire, rear tile level, stupid, but global average. Oh boy, here we go. Good on you for knowing that first step of Twilight Zone. I must have been in an alternative timeline. Yeah, I'm a diehard Twilight Zone fan, man. Anyone else want to see JVD interview Pat Barry in Roblox? You'd probably somehow manage to get butt fucked in Roblox. That'd be a sight to behold. He would actually like do a sandbox thing where he would like put them in positions, so it looks like he's just going, just fucking them up the rear. Twilight Zone. Raja is a content king now. He'll definitely be the king of the prison bitches. Who did better fake smoke scenes? Scooby-Doo or that 70s show? 70s show. That was pretty much every single episode. Yeah, they were really good at just using the fog machine every 5 seconds. It's honestly why I didn't really like the show in the first place. It was just them in the basement being losers. Who gives a shit? That ref needs to come to the UFC. Yeah. And we'd have some real fair officiating in this goddamn sport. Forget Jason Herzog. We got a new contender. Raja Keister stash phone live stream coming soon. Yeah. Shove the phone up his ass so he can get a phone call. Nah, but Raja getting house arrest for 5 years and fines for Rampage. If that was a red state, he's getting 30 years plus, and he should. Hank, you should take a close look at Raja's skull shape. Oh, God. Do you notice the slant on his forehead? That's where his prefrontal would be. He's not the smartest dude in the world, and whoever Rampage fucked to birth him, I don't know if she was a looker or not. I think she might have been lobotomized. Raja probably used to bang his head for temper tantrums, and now Hassan. Yeah. He was like that dude in Foxcatcher that's smashing his head against the mirror, I knew a black guy on my Facebook team who slept face down, ass up in summer camp. Oh, my God. Told him better not go to prison. Yeah, he's asking for it there. But he had that sloped head. Oh, boy. Prefrontal cortex. It's like we're in the 1930s and we're making sure that girl doesn't have a smart mouth anymore. Making sure she doesn't talk out of turn and make sure to cook the potatoes just right. No. Yeah, what else to say about it? That one wrestler that first tried to separate him, shout out to him for trying. That dude was so fucking unathletic, dude. He's a experienced wrestler, and he can't pull a newbie green fucking wrestler in Raja Jackson off of this dude of his life. He could not pull him off. If he tried more, he couldn't get Raja Stewart. He's unathletic. Like he could have like allowed him to die with how he was trying to stop the situation. Like literally get between them, for fuck's sake. Stop trying to pull and because he hit him with like 6 or 7 shots while this dude's trying to prime off. And the other guy with the braids and the red hair was able to within 2 seconds. So L for that fat ass who tried to pull Raja off at first. Do better. And then I jump on his fucking back. Do something. Yeah, fuck that ref. Fuck the camera guy too for just filming that. You actually just put your boy behind bars when you film that, like right in front. He showed that whole thing. His cameraman's a fucking idiot. He didn't turn the camera away when it happened. He filmed it. He filmed all of it. You just implicated your guy. You know, that's so stupid. He literally just indicted Raja by keeping the camera on that. Congratulations, he's behind bars. Get a better camera. You know, it just goes to show that Raja's an idiot. He didn't even hire good people to film him. Notice he never filmed anything himself. Has to have some cameraman he hires do it. What a fucking nepo baby bitch. What else to say? Stuart Smith is an American war veteran with PTSD, and now he probably got even more trauma from this. Wrestling was giving him a better life, and then you do this to him, you fucking degenerate, over nothing, literally nothing. A fucking can, like it's college frat party. Psychopath, actual psycho, American Psycho. Literally, this dude's the next American Psycho. Fucking inhuman bastard, vile piece of garbage, no morals, psycho. And then that one wrestler who was like, "Oh, you know, yapping out on the street when he was walking away." Just a self-absorbent motherfucker too. Fuck him. No, I can't believe it. Cameraman implicated his dude and kept filming that shit. Football team, Raja equals no PFC. Yamama Jackson. Raja and Jones. That's actually solid. Okay, so who's worse here? Kane or Raja? Kane actually had a good reason. Raja didn't, so just by default. Pride fighters got soccer kicked multiple times in a row. Stu should make somewhat of a recovery. Yeah, I think he should. There's a lot of fighters who absorbed additional punches after getting knocked out cold, but honestly, that dude's probably been through physical and mental hell. Like, it might be harder for him to recover. His brain's also already traumatized. Be careful, Hank. If you say that to Raja, he'll beat you half to death to prove he's not violent. Yeah, and then that's really getting the point across. And by across, I mean across my face over and over again. Yeah, a right cross, a left cross. He'd get his point across as well as his fists across. My brain. Yeah, so that's it, man. Rampage Jackson should be ashamed to be a father. Raja Jackson is part of a wider trend of celebrities and TikTokers and social media nepo babies being put into the spotlight and getting chances they shouldn't have. Fuck all influencers. They are cancer, especially TikTokers and ones who try to do some real life, troll shit. Get him out of there. Get him out of here. Fucking book him. Stu taught us a valuable lesson. Wrestling is not real. Yo, best quit playing with Raja's peanut brain, can't handle it. He'll probably eat his brain if he thinks it's a peanut. Stu taught us a valuable lesson. Wrestling is not real. I think he taught us the opposite, that wrestling is real, because wrestlers can actually get hurt, especially when certain guys don't know what they're doing. Raja's going to enjoy those prison spreads with tuna, Doritos, and ramen noodles. Yes, sir. That's the name of the 3 toughest dudes in prison with tattoos on their faces. So he probably just eats tuna, Doritos, and ramen noodles. Probably doesn't cook anything. Raja eating good in prison though. Cock meat sandwiches. Yeah, he loves a good cock. He's a big fan of chicken. Has it by the mouthful. You dropped that soap bar, Raja Jackson? How dare you? Honestly, that would help him out. Maybe he won't get put up the butt in prison. Maybe he'll just, anybody says anything, he just snaps. And maybe he'll survive. Who knows? Raw jammed up. Penitential Raja. Raja. All right, guys. I'm probably going to have to call it quits here. It's been a good stream. Thank you all for watching. This went way longer than expected. But I think it was a good one. So thanks for watching, guys. This was fun as long as JVD wasn't here. Karaj Reminal. Yeah. He's trying, folks. He's trying. But yeah, that's gonna do it. I have been Hank the Tank. You have been the Troopers and Grinders. And of course, you have escaped the war zone. For now. Oh, look at that yacht scoop. Velma's cruising me up. Oh, like zoinks. It's a massive asshole, pal. She's jiggling it right in front of me. Zoinks, zoinks, zoinks.